variation that people went through the umpire and stumps and ball. But then what used to happen was they used to start at such an angle that they ended up at the edge of the crease. Right? Now what he said was when you end up at the edge of the crease and the batsman is way past behind you, then you're just going to put the ball there. You're not going to bowl the ball. There's a difference between bowling and putting the ball. Right? So what Vettori and others did was come this side, they couldn't cut that angle, come this side, try to bowl from the middle of the box. But what we see is people who have gone this side also still end up at the edge of the crease. So you've not actually done anything. So you need to know why you're running it straight in the first place. Right? It's for most left arm spinners. If you see, they've all gone straight, but then they still don't know how to get to the middle of the box. And going wide of the crease, like a variation, and still not thinking the batsman is there and just bowling, is a variation where the ball will pitch a little wide outside off stump. But you can't bowl every ball there. You know, it's good for a variation that you've done it, one ball, tempting the batsman. But to bowl consistently over there, which is going to be a little bit wider, will not be a good ball. But once in a while, to tempt the batsman is fine. So basically, if you're doing something, whether it's cricket or life, you need to know the reason why you're doing it. Just don't follow people. What is...
No, I think the both guys, they liked him. I think he's got very good talent. बॉल बेटा अभी लेग स्पिन पे स्टिक करो, अभी आपकी उम्र नहीं गोली की, जब ये पक्की हो जाएगी ना, जैसे अभी आशीष सर ने कहा है, ये कह रहे हैं ना कि जब आपको पता चल जाएगा आप क्यों बोल लेग ब्रेक कर रहे हो, पहले लोगों को स्लिप में आउट करो, फिर 1-2 साल स्लिप में आउट करो, फिर उसके बाद विकेटें भी लेंगे, उसको क्लीन बोल्ड भी करेंगे. बट यू हैव टू बी एज ही सेड, मिस्टर शेखर सेड अर्ली ऑन, 1-2 बॉल अच्छे करने के बाद अगर 4 बॉल गंदे कर लेंगे हम, तो वो गंदे बॉल इसलिए करते हैं कि जब आपके पास बहुत ज़्यादा वेरिएशन आ जाती है तो फिर यू ट्राई टू मच. व्हेन यू ट्राई टू मच यू गो फॉर मोर रन्स. सो अच्छे स्पिनर जो होते हैं, जैसे द बेस्ट स्पिनर एवर लेग स्पिनर इज शेन वॉन और यासिर शाह रिसेंटली. Why they are just concentrating consistently 10 to 15 overs and leg breaks.
बीच में वो भी तो था
वो थोड़े टाइम के लिए आए थे, वो थोड़े टाइम.
सर ऑफ स्पिनर को अगर राइट हैंडर को बॉलिंग कर रहे हैं तो ओवर द विकेट किस एंगल से बॉलिंग करनी चाहिए, विकेट के कितने दूर से बॉल डालना चाहिए, मतलब ये विकेट है तो हमको किधर से बॉल को रिलीज करना चाहिए.
There is a rule now, Jain was saying, if you get in front of the off stump, it can be called no ball, at least in India. So if you come in front of the off stump, the umpire comes in, he calls you no ball.
So, but that's not international law, is it?
I asked him, he said it's an ICC rule. Is it? But I'm not sure. So yes, people say get close to the stump, but I feel middle of the box is a fair angle where off spinners should.
Thank you, sir.
See, that could be because anyhow, as an off spinner, you get your front foot slightly across. So if you get closer to the stumps, you go too far across, and then you come on the middle of the box. You will be closer to the stumps.
So, how do you develop the dip, like the flight and the dip? How do you develop that?
That comes with your front leg. If you land your front leg and give yourself time on the crease, you can go up and over. It's called up and over. When you go up and over, you'll get the dip and the more the variation. Like more slower. Lots of people nowadays, like Zulfikar Babar, if you see, like one of left-arm spinner who's playing Test cricket, he's very good bowler, very wicket-taking bowler. But he doesn't spend time on the crease. He lands and he goes. He just bowl with the arm. Because his arm movement is very good, very rhythmic, he still be very successful. But he's not consistently spin the ball. He hasn't got a variation. So if somebody like start trying using a feed against him, he has no idea to when to drag the ball short because he's not spending time on the crease. So I think going up and over, the dip for the ball, you got to land and give yourself time and then ball. And that's why your back leg and front leg is a very much key. You know, like in coaching guys, you know, like even when we used to play, now we understand that, you know, like this जो आपने बात की है ना, ये जितने भी left arm spinner और leg spinner है ना, even off spinner, listen this. As you said, you know, this guy made a very good point early on, you know, like if your strength is not there, no, don't worry about it. Don't, you say to your coaches, you know, I'm not comfortable. Then they will have a plan B for you. But if you're not making a communication with your coaches, then maybe, you know, you have to only go with your coach way. But sometimes you can give your way to us also. So landing, as you said, land, you know, Zulfikar Babers don't land, he just ball like that. So if somebody is using a feed, he has no idea, you know, like how to control the length and line. So you land there, wherever your foot is, you just stop and go up and over. So your ball is go more higher and then more depth. That's the only thing.
Just want to add to that. Is once again, this is for most of the guys. There's a difference in off spin and off break. You know what it is? Yeah.
Off spin can turn the ball on good wickets and bad wickets, like okay wicket, and off break they cannot turn the ball on bad wickets. They just continue bowling it like drifting.
No, off. If you take a break bowler, off break bowler, or a leg break, they are bowlers who depend a lot on the wicket to break off the wicket. And an off spin or a leg spin bowler are the bowlers who spin the ball in the air, right? So those are the bowlers who will get the dip and bounce. Now the simple example to you is, you've seen Jadeja, he's a break bowler, he's dependent on the wicket, right? And you have Ashwin, off spin, he's spinning the ball in the air, where he's getting the drift and loop and all that is happening because he's spinning the ball in the air. He's not dependent on the wicket at the moment, the way he's bowling, right? So that's the difference. When you start spinning the ball in the air is when you get all that leg movements, all that will happen and you'll start to beat him in the air, right?
ये जो हम आपसे इतना डिस्कस कर रहे हैं, you know, you guys should take us for dinner because he is giving you all the knowledge.
When do you want to go?
Now the thing is, Aashish making a good point, guys. Remember this. You know, this is a little things which is help you to become a very good over spinner. As Aashish said, you know, like it's also for me is learning as a coach is when you spin overspin is you can spin anywhere. When you are side spinner of the ball, then you cannot only spin. You can only spin on the pitches like he said, Jadeja. Jadeja is only can turn on a turning pitches. But you know, like when you're overspinner is Ashwin is overspinner. He can spin anywhere, even in England or Australia, he can spin it. But Jadeja can't. Same like overspinner, you know, like spinner is overspinner. So I think this is a very good point, which is you got to remember that.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, let's